So you guys have been asking about this rifle in a lot of different comment sections, wanting me to kind of talk about it, go over it, and so we are going to do it. We're going to go everyone's favorite direction. We're going to go tip to butt and talk about this specific rifle in big part because it's probably my rifle that has the most FCD parts on it. Now, if you know anything about us and our philosophy at FCD, we don't want you to just buy parts because they have our logo on them. We want you to have good reason behind them. We are going to talk a little bit about how this rifle kind of ended up in the configuration that it's in, because a lot of it was purchased like in big chunks together. So starting with the front here, funny enough, we're going to start with something that's not forward controls, but this is the new Silencer Co. Velos low back pressure. This is the 5.56 version. It's I like it thus far. I just picked it up, just started shooting with it, but I'm impressed with it so far. And then we don't have any Silencer Co. ASR muzzle devices. This is just the muzzle device that came with the Velos. We do have muzzle devices that are for the Reardon Atlas and then also for the Keymod, and sorry, not Keymod, Keymo from Dead Air. And then we actually just released a set of muzzle devices for Allen Engineering suppressors as well. So if you want to get your Mark 12 on, you can absolutely do that. And then starting up at the front, next to the muzzle device, I do have a mod light. This is an OKW 18650. Nothing too special about that. Using the Unity gas cap on it. So that is the new kind of surefire replacement. It's supposedly the latest and greatest. If you want to change over and completely migrate, that's completely up to you. And then I do go into a Unity Axon. This is an Axon Sync, and it's the single button version. So I think that's the SL Sync. I could be wrong about that. The reason I do like it is I can actually activate both my white light and my laser at the same time. So if I want to do some type of vis override with my laser, that's something I can do. Then up top, I have a Maul. The Maul is easily my favorite laser device when it comes to shooting with night vision. I love the ergonomics of it. It's very ergonomically simple. There's lots of great lasers out there. This one just happens to be my personal favorite, but I've also used PEC 15s and Galls as well, but I just always come back to the Maul. So the upper receiver group is probably where most of the FCD parts came in one go, right? So this is one of our assembled in-house upper receiver groups, which we do every once in a while. And it's basically, going to be front to back, full forward controls. This one didn't come with a muzzle device. I don't think they come with a muzzle device, but if you're not sure, email in. Roger or somebody else will get you taken care of on that. But anyways, what is it? It is our upper receiver. It is our M-LOK handguard. It is a Criterion Core barrel, which is an incredible barrel. We love those barrels. We wouldn't put them in our uppers if we didn't. This one has our bolt carrier group in it, also our charging handle, our low snag forward assist, and then an EPC as well. This one's the single dimple. Which EPC is your favorite? Go ahead and leave a comment and explain why yours is better. This is our fixed sling loop that was a collaborative product with Rooftop Defense, and then one of our carbine slings. I have it, tri-glided, is locked over itself one more time, and then I threw a little bit of tape on there, just so that way it's extra secure. On this side, like I said, our sling, and then a sling keep B, and then on the back side, it just goes into a QD. So I'm gonna go ahead and QD that, and we'll separate these, and then we can talk about the lower receiver, just make things a little easier. So this is the lower receiver. I actually put this lower receiver together myself. It is a LRF lower, which is our collaborative lower with Sons of Liberty Gunworks. There's a few things about it that I really like. The big ones being it has the built-in trigger guard, ergonomics and sizing of our winterized trigger guard. And then it has a little bit of a flared mag well, but it's not overdone. I actually don't like those massive oversized mag wells most of the time. There's a few instances where I'll use them, but I generally don't like them. And so just having a little bit that helps with reloads, especially under night vision, definitely helps a lot. It has our ASF in it with a 50-degree throw, a Q lever, and then short on this side. And then I really like the SD3G in this lower. This is obviously a shorter rifle geared towards, I guess CQB or any other reason I might want a short rifle. So I'm not taking precision shots with it, so I don't necessarily need a real precise trigger, but the SD3G is super fast. Going further back, or actually starting over here, I do have our enhanced bolt release. This one is the serrated version, and it doesn't have a forward or rearward bias. It's just the standard one. But if you want to, you can get it to where the paddle is biased rearward or forward. So that is an option. Serials, nice tri-feds. Going further back, I actually have a BCM end plate and our castle nut. I think this is actually what I used to show you guys the video on our staking tool that we make. I don't think we had any of our end plates in stock, but the BCM ones work just as well. Voltor A5 buffer system. I love the Voltor A5 system. I think it's a great system. I really like that Sons of Liberty does it off factory on all of their rifles. So it's something I've kind of defaulted to with an H2 buffer and a Springco green, unless the upper is really undergassed and it needs like a carbine weight. But most of the time, Springco green with a Voltor A5 and then the A5 H2 buffer weight. That's what I found has worked really well for me in almost all of my rifles, suppressed and unsuppressed. So we'll talk about controls as well and the furniture of it. I do have our vertical grip on here. I have it angled rearward. That's what I've actually found to be the most comfortable for me, which is odd because anytime I use like the BCM angled vertical grips, I actually preferred them reversed the other way. But this one I found to be super comfortable this way. So I like it. It's very comfortable. I like that it's wide. I have not large fingers, but I have very long fingers. And so I actually like the amount of surface area they give me. And then Magpul K2 Plus grip. No, sorry, just the K2 grip. The Plus is the rubberized one. So just the Magpul K2. I've used a ton of different Magpul grips, and I've used B5s. I've used all the options out there. I always come back to the Magpul K2. I'm experimenting with some different Magpul stocks. I tried the K and the M, and I liked them for the size of them, but they just did not give me a good weld to my shoulder, putting it in the pocket of my shoulder, even with the Unity riser. So this is their latest stock, and you'll have to forgive me because I don't remember the acronym for them, but this is the most latest one. It's beefy. It's a really beefy stock. I do like how it feels, but it is large, so just keep that in mind. It has their dual tension system in it, but it's no longer the one that has the latch, the secondary latch that you had to engage. It's just one button, but it's on there super solid. And then right now I have the Velos low back pressure can from Silencer Co. And as far as an optic, I'm running the standby T2 with the Unity riser on there. A very common setup. I think the T2 is very overrated in the reputation it gets. But with that said, it definitely has earned its reputation in terms of being reliable, rugged, and just overall being no frills. It's a little pricey, and it's not the most feature-rich in terms of selectable reticles or other types of options you can get out there, solar or whatever, but it's definitely a very simplistic, a very durable and rugged optic. So it is a good one to go with. But anyway, that is my 11.5. If you guys see any other rifles on our content that you want us to go over, or if you have any changes you would suggest, go ahead and leave a comment and we'll look into it. But thank you guys so much. Have a good day.